So all of last month, I was doing my 5-minute daily reset as a postpartum mom of 7. And I thought I would actually walk you through the products that I was using and what and why and where I was applying everything. So this is a one compact makeup palette. Basically everything that you need for your face is inside of this palette, and it's completely customizable. So there's these tins, they all magnetize to the palette, and you can kind of pick and choose what shades you use. So this side is all of my creams, basically. They make up my 3D foundation, and then this side I've got like my powders and my correctors in it, so my eyeshadows and things like that. And basically I just use, like I said, this entire palette for my entire face with colors that are customized to my skin tone and my liking. I always like to start with applying my eyeshadow first, just because where I'm using a cream makeup, eyeshadow tends to have a lot of fallout, and when you get fallout with your eyeshadow, it can stick to the cream. So I do my eyeshadow first, then I do my face makeup, and then I finish with my mascara. Now, these 4 colors right here, these are probably like my main shades, the ones that when I am recommending eyeshadow colors, I pretty much recommend this combo to everybody, just because there's a lot of different ways that you can use it, and it works for every eye color. I actually have a tutorial where I walk everyone through using these 4 different eyeshadows and the different ways that you can create different eye looks with it. And then I threw in a couple of other colors just for some fun, so I can kind of mix it up throughout the month. Now, one of the things I love about these products is that a lot of them are multifunctional. So like this is an eyeshadow, but I always use it to fill in my brows. I also use it as an eyeliner. And you'll find that with a lot of the products from this brand is that you will be able to get a lot of different uses out of the different products, which is really nice because then you don't have to buy as many things and you can keep things really simple. And then once I am done applying my eyeshadows, I just go in with a cotton swab and I just kind of clean up any of the excess that kind of falls underneath my eyes, so then I can go in with my creams. Okay, so I forgot to show this step of my makeup prep, but this is the prep mist that I use. This is really nice to use as kind of like a primer before you start to apply your face makeup, but I also love it because it has ingredients in it like caffeine, which helps to kind of liven up your face and hydrate it and just kind of make it ready for everything that you're gonna apply after, but also is good for the skin. So just a couple of quick squirts, and then I'll go ahead and just let it dry for a minute before I start applying my makeup. So now I'm gonna start with my highlight shades. Now the 2 shades that best match my skin tone, so this is basically like your foundation, but I actually find that the combo of these 2 shades actually works best. So I will mix these 2 shades when I'm applying, and I'm just gonna kind of apply it in all of the key areas on my face. I usually will go kind of down the side here and along my jawline, over my chin, over my nose. I keep this part open though, just because I'm gonna apply other product and I don't need to layer things up with this. Next I go in with my contour. This is the darker shade, and I'm just gonna kind of stamp it right here, right below where my cheekbone is. I just kind of press it up into that. I also like to go along my jawline just to kind of chisel that out a little bit and give some more sculpt. And then I will also use this on my nose along the sides to help give myself a little bit more of a narrow nose by contouring that as well. You can also put a little bit of contour just kind of underneath your bottom lip just to kind of make it look a little bit more full. And then I will go on right here with this lighter highlight shade, and I like to just kind of run it up the center of my nose because again, that's just gonna kind of help to accentuate what I'm doing here and make it so that it kind of thins out the nose by having the contouring on the sides and then something a little bit brighter down the center. And then of course you want to blend. So just really soft kind of tapping, brushing motions just to kind of blend it. You don't want to remove the color. You just want to kind of marry it together and just soften it up. Next I go on with my bronzer. Bronzer is basically used to kind of mimic the sun. So you want to place it on the high points of your face. So I'm putting it right along my cheekbone. So this kind of helps to blend in the contour as well. And then I also like to go on the very tip of my nose. I like to go on the tip of my chin. And then I go down my neck as well because I'm very fair skinned. And if I don't do this, then my neck and my face are not gonna match. And you're gonna see like that stark contrast, which always looks horrible. Now, due to multiple pregnancies, I have some melasma. So I'm gonna go in with one of these cream correctors, and I'm just gonna tap it gently over the top of it just to kind of help blend it in a little bit more with my skin so they don't kind of stand out quite as starkly. And then I use the lighter cream corrector and I actually just go underneath my eyes. This is not a concealer, this is kind of a corrector, which is basically I focus on the darkest points underneath my eyes and kind of neutralize that. I'm not gonna place it everywhere, otherwise you will get creasing. And so I'm very light-handed, I use very little product, but I just kind of place it on the darkest areas, like I said, to neutralize it and brighten up that area. And now I'm gonna go in with my blush. So I'm just gonna kind of tap this sort of on the apples, but a little bit further back, and then I always kind of move upward. This just kind of creates some lift, and again, just adds more dimension to the face. And then this blush is a cream blush. Like I said, all these products are cream based. And so because it's a cream, I can also use it on my lips, which again, I mentioned this at the beginning, but everything here is multifunctional, which is really nice. So now I'm gonna move on to my eyes, but before I do that, I'm gonna set with some setting spray. This is different than the Plush Prep Mist that I was using at the beginning. So this is just gonna kind of set all of my makeup into place and make it so that it lasts all day. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and curl my lashes. If you don't do this, you're definitely doing yourself a disservice. And if you are hearing some staticky noise in the background, I apologize. I have 2 baby monitors turned on with sound machines in their rooms, and so that is what you are hearing. Now I'm just gonna apply my all-time favorite mascara. This one's actually kind of drying out a little bit, so I need to open a new one, but I am obsessed with this mascara. I have never used a better mascara. Now I'm gonna go in with this liner pencil to my waterline. Now this is kind of like a very thick pencil, so I like to use a little brush and just kind of scrape the sides up, and then I will just apply it directly to my waterline. And I love this pencil because it's probably the longest lasting pencil that I've used for my waterline without a lot of movement happening, which is really hard to find if you've ever tried it. And I just finish up using a touch of this illuminator just right along with my hair there, right along my cheekbone. And then I also like to go down just the very center of my nose. And then that's it, your full face of makeup, all in a single compact, which is amazing. And there's not a lot of layers. It adds life, it adds youth. It's beautiful and dewy and kind of just looks like a second skin. So I absolutely love this product. Cannot recommend it enough. I've used it for almost a decade now. I've tried lots of other things, have never found anything that compares. So I will leave all the info for what I used in the caption, and then also info on how to get started if it's something that you want to try for yourself.